Hello everybody, Ty Cholera here, and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Last time, we entered the Ancient Cistern and discovered some very mysterious things in the basement. This time, we'll be continuing our quest in the Ancient Cistern to see if we can't return to where we were and obtain the boss key. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. But back in this room that we started in that we ended in last time, we've got some fancy stuff to do. Lots of grass, which is, I guess, nice if you like cutting grass. But it gave me hearts, so I guess that's cool. And you know, a lily pad that we can flip over. We like flipping over lily pads. You may also see. Ow! I don't know what's going on. I was supposed to land on it, not roll on it. That was weird. You may also notice that there is a pathway down below that particular lily pad that we can't seem to access. So we're gonna have to find a way to. I know I saw you. Get out of it. We're gonna have to find a way to access that lily pad and flip it over. And well, we've done it before. Oh, there they are! I was wondering when you would show up. Anyways, we need to find a way to flip that lily pad over. Luckily for us, that was not hard at all. So if we, you know, do a little bit of basic exploring and swim down to this pathway, I can't see anything because it's making it very awkward for me to look around. Then we find Froaks. Ow. That hurt. Okay. Ow. I thought I was able to dash into him, but it didn't work. Oh my goodness, these guys are everywhere. I'm getting out of here. Oh, I thought I could land on the ground and it would be cool, but I was wrong. Ah! Anyways, we got Froaks and they're not threatening. Well, actually, maybe they are. I got hit by 2 of them. But yeah. I feel embarrassed for that, so we're not going to talk about those. Simple pathway, though. Really easy, and wouldn't you know it, it opens up. It brings that lily pad way up high in there. And so we can swim over and return to that pathway that we accessed before, and we can jump on that, well, we can flip it over first, but we can jump onto that lily pad without knocking it upside down. So that's a cool thing, and it allows us to cross, which is, you know, what we want to do. I'm really good at this. We can figure things out. Oh, wow, I almost fell. I got scared there for a second. I'm like, am I going to miss? Because I was impatient and just didn't wait for the thing. I legit got scared that I was gonna miss. Anyways, simple switch. Just pull it with your whip. That's easy enough to do, I guess. Do that. And here we have another one of those phoenix enemies, which I think their design, just in general, is really neat. They look like just really cool phoenixes with the whip tails. And you can final strike them, but it's way more fun to watch that awkward, like, flipping attack that I do with them, because it's more fun. Okay, I thought I was gonna have to go all the way back through those rooms again, and I got scared. Oh crap, we got Skulltulas coming after me. Oh, I can't go that way. Oh no! Ah! Okay, I got scared there for a sec, because I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with the Skulltulas. I'm just gonna use my slingshot on these guys because it never gets any blood unless I can't hit any of them. No, I didn't want to go down there. Ah! Oh yeah, cool. You can land on this. Here I was trying to do some stuff, but it didn't work. That was weird. Okay. Anywho. With all that out of the way, I'm trying to see. This is probably just money, isn't it? Yep, it's just money. Which may or may not be useful. I don't honestly remember if it's useful at this point. But all the Skulltulas are gone now, so that's fun, I guess. But we got a lot of climbing, which is not fun, I guess. We don't like climbing. Climbing is boring. But it does, I mean, at least we're getting places. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, there I was thinking I could be fancy and not have to leap. But I was wrong. I'm gonna run out of stamina if I don't get on a platform soon. Oh, this vine wall is causing me way too many problems, and I don't even know what to talk about anymore because this vine wall is causing me... Why can't I not? I can't leap. That's what you're supposed to do? Wonderful. I was doing it right, but I just apparently didn't do it right, so... Oh, nice. Shortcut. That's always helpful. I didn't know what that screw did, but I was doing it right. Oh man, that's just embarrassing. Pull it. Okay, you gotta actually pull it down. Fancy. You don't have to just pull it. Anyways, you may notice that that switch. I mean, you probably are noticing because it's the focus of this cutscene. But that switch pulled the statue down. And that weird door that didn't do anything for us before is now right there, and the door that we entered is now down below. So it's interesting idea that now we have a new area to access. Just by pulling that one switch and moving the entire platform down underneath. So let's go in and see what that did for it, what that actually accomplished for us. And I did not want to enter that. Let's fall. And I think I went too far. That'll take you to the room where you got the whip in the first place, so that was too far. We just wanted to go a little bit... Wait, this is the... Oh, that actually makes sense. The room with the whip in it was the one that hit the lower levels, but the room... Okay, that makes sense, actually. That's kind of cool. I honestly didn't expect that to happen, but... Welcome to the Ancient Cistern's lower levels. It's a weird, gross, underworld-like area full of a whole bunch of really gross, really dead bokoblins. These are the enemies known as the cursed bokoblins, and as you can see, these guys have a crap ton of health. Holy cow. I don't think there's any point to fighting them at this point, but there is something I would like to show with these guys. You're probably going to end up final striking these guys a lot. Can I? No. Okay. Well, I thought I could steal the thing I was trying to show off them, because in case it wasn't obvious, I am trying to get material off these guys. But, yeah, as you can tell, these guys have a lot of health. I'm going to just try and kill this one without final striking it. Because look at... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. But look at how much health these guys have. It's ridiculous. Luckily, they're really kind of pathetic as far as enemies go. They don't really do a whole lot. And, I mean, they just kind of shamble towards you. They... are very reminiscent of Redeads of Zelda's past. Just in the way that they move, and actually in the way that they attack too, I believe. So if you know what Redeads are like, then you'll know what these guys are. But yeah, this place is really ominous. There's a lot of purple water. That water will hurt you if you jump into it. So, which brings me to something. This is, as a matter of fact, my favorite dungeon in the entirety of this game. And this whole deal with the whole underground section where on the top it's this beautiful golden paradise, and underneath it's this gross cave with dead creatures everywhere, and all these weird things just all over the place, and it's way cool, and I love the design for this dungeon. Anyways, you may have noticed the sign there that said to strike a crystal within the eye. So, I mean, we'll be doing something with that later, but at the moment I'm just going to try and get more money because I don't really have anything that I need in here, because I don't have any empty bottles, and I don't have any, like, hearts missing. I mean, I guess I could have gone for bombs, but I don't really need bombs. There's a bomb right there. If I need to, I can... Nah, I'm full on bombs. So yeah, anyways, this dungeon is just amazingly impressive. So, it's definitely... Yeah, this is my favorite dungeon, and we'll be able to see more of it and why I love it so much in a little bit, because there is more to this dungeon that I do love. Anyways, it said to strike within the eye, and so, as with some interesting things, we take our beetle into the eye, because Zelda games are very literal a lot of the time with their puzzle descriptions. Surprisingly enough, despite being cryptic, they're very literal. Anyways, this now allows us to grab this bomb and take it out of the room, which, if you remember, there was this rock that I completely didn't acknowledge, so you'd have to be, watching. Which, I like to trust that some of you are watching. But there was a bombable wall, or right there, or just a rock that you could bomb that was blocking our path. And now, with the bombs accessed, that is no longer the case. And I did not mean to jump into that. And what is this? Oh. Wait. Oh! Fancy. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. I didn't actually know the water did that. But if you fall into the water, apparently you are inflicted with the curse, like, status ailment. Which makes it so that you can't pull out your sword. So that's just a little something to keep in mind. That if you get inflicted with that status, that you won't be able to use your sword, and that's not necessarily a great thing. So be careful with the water. Not only does it hurt you, but it inflicts the status ailment. I honestly didn't know that it did that. Anyways, we have another switch here, which is going to rotate the platforms, and as you can see, it's not going to throw us into a wall of spikes anymore, which, is an appreciated change. We like not being thrown into spike walls. But this music is creepy. I'd never really noticed it before. Are you serious? Did that seriously just happen? I was running at the door and everything, or at the ledge, and it threw me off a cliff. Oh, hi! Oh, I was hoping I could knock him off a cliff, but maybe he'll give me no. So those guys, they can yield a. Actually, I think it's technically a rare material, called the. I think we actually might have. Oh, no, we don't. They do yield a material that I was trying to show off, but we couldn't manage to get him from him, so much for that. But they do yield a rare material that is nice to get. But, anyways, you may now find that we are back up here, because if we pull the switch back and rotate them again, it also rotated the one that we can climb on. And so, okay, running up at the wall doesn't work apparently, but running up against it, but just, standing up against it, that's fine. Rotating this wall now allows us to go to the other side, which we wouldn't have been able to go to before. No matter what. So that's just, you know, neat little puzzle there. I like it a lot. And we have a mysterious thread thing on a pile of bones, which actually brings me to the second reason why I love this dungeon so much. And I'm gonna go and pull that switch while we're talking about it, but this dungeon is actually based on I believe it's a Buddhist myth. That's what I want to say. I want to say it's a Buddhist myth, but but correct me on that if I'm wrong. I'll probably go and look it up in editing, and you know, let you guys know if it's not. But it's based on a myth called the Spider's Thread, and in this myth, I believe it's Buddha is walking through paradise and looks between two lotus leaves into hell, and he sees a sinner called Kandata. Now, this sinner did only one good deed in his entire life, and that was the decision to not kill a spider. And Buddha, moved by his generosity, I guess, decided to let down a string, a small string, into the depths of the underworld to allow Kandata to climb up into paradise, and that happened to be a spider's thread. And so Kandata began to climb the spider's thread. But when he did so, the other sinners down in the underworld began to climb up along with him. At this time, worried that the string would break, Kandata screamed that the string was his and his alone, the spider's thread was his and his alone, and that no one else was allowed to climb up. And at this time, the thread broke, and all of the sinners who were climbing fell back down the depths of the underworld. It's an interesting story and the fact that you can clearly see where the inspirations lie for that myth. You have the strange dungeon-like area. I mean, you have the beautiful golden paradise area. There's lotus leaves all over, which is what Buddha looked down into hell through. You've got the lotus leaves everywhere. Oh, it's beautiful area. And then when you go underneath, it's a dark, disgusting area with rotting corpses and very parallel to the underworld itself. And it's just a very strange and gross place to be. And then there's the thread in and of itself, and the cursed bokoblins climbing up after you. It's very clear where the inspirations lie. And it's a beautifully designed dungeon, and I love this dungeon a lot because of that. Anyways, it says, return the stone giant to its original form and descend below to the earth again. There you will find the key to the path ahead. This is an interesting stone tablet. I don't like this stone tablet because it kind of ruins the general puzzle aspect of this dungeon. I mean, it's pretty obvious what you're supposed to do, just with the way that you're now able to re-access that switch and pull it up and everything. It's pretty obvious what you're supposed to do with the switch, and it honestly kind of bothers me the fact that tablet just flat out tells you what you have to do. And I didn't want to grab the thread. I like how the music gets all like depressed and is like, oh, he went back down. But that tablet it bothers me. Anyways, as you can see, we now have access once again to the boss key, and this time it is the Blessed Idol, a carved wooden statue. Looks like it's to inspire gratitude. It also looks like the stone statue on the upper floor. And then a whole bunch of bokoblins come out, and the statue starts to fall, and you completely ignore all the bokoblins because as soon as you get out, the statue falls and crushes them. Really, really kind of pathetic. Like they're like, oh no, look at all the enemies, and then it's not threatening at all. But as you can see, we are now back in the central room, And, you know, we now have the boss key and a way to access the top. So, why don't we do just that? And access the and go back to the top. We've already flipped all these switches, so there's no point in really waiting for them. And we now have if I could get out of get out of the water. Let's examine this switch and put in the boss key. So this one's really easy to do. If you couldn't tell, you just kind of match it, and it makes a beautiful flower, though. Nice lotus leaf there. And interestingly enough, this one isn't destroyed, and I love it because it's probably my favorite. It's the most beautiful of the boss keys. It's not destroyed. The door above us opens up instead of the door below, or instead of the key being located on a door itself, which is just kind of an interesting idea. But we have a whole slew of slew of switches. Oh my goodness, this is a lot harder to say than I thought. Pull all of them, and just like before, the statue will rise. So there's no reason to try and move the statue back up. It'll go up on its own. It's nice and easy for you. It's very fun like that. And as you can see, it goes way higher than it did last time. Like, way higher. And we're in a very interesting high place. And I like how he just kind of hops across that little thing. And oh man, it's a bunch of hearts. And oh man, it's an ominous staircase. And oh man, we just did the boss key. I wonder what's behind this door. Or this door, this staircase. It's our best friend. You certainly are persistent. I'm terribly busy trying to find the clues that will help me revive the Demon King. Your incessant buzzing around my head like some irksome gadfly? I don't think I know what that... Tell me if that's a real thing. When I'm this busy is... Well, it's making me very disagreeable. So we don't get a whole lot of him this time, but... I don't think that's a natural. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you... the Ancient Automaton, Koloktos. So remember last time in the last boss fight when I said that these guys weren't all that the bosses in this game weren't all that impressive? This is the one exception. I love the Koloktos boss fight. And we haven't gotten the reason why, but I mean this beginning is pretty basic. You know, I mean, he does some things, you know, use your whip on his arms, pull off his arms like that, but now his weak point is exposed, which brings me to something, you know, interesting in and of itself. The fact that, wouldn't you know it, he actually has the sense to block his weak point. The only reason he didn't was because, you know, we kind of took away his arms. And anyways, I mean, he's gonna try to slam you, he's gonna throw... Why did my bombs pull out? I didn't even do it long enough to... I literally just tapped the button. I didn't press the button long enough to pull out items. That was weird. But I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. But we're gonna get there in a sec. He's gonna once you pull off those front two arms, as you can see, he's gonna slam down with his basic arms, and then we can run up and do some stuff to his legs, his heart chest piece, and his thing just broke. And I think he's had enough of us. He is not very happy. He's gonna resummon his arms, and he's done. He's gonna see that, or we're gonna see that he has had enough of our crap. And now he's got a whole bunch of swords! And he's gonna slam them all down at us at once, and I'm gonna get hit, and it's gonna be embarrassing, but we're gonna pull off his arms like a crazy person, and whoa! His swords are now on the ground, and very shiny, and we can pick up his own sword and crush his body with it, and break his chest guard, and kill him with his own sword, because it's awesome! In case you couldn't tell, I really, really like this boss fight. It's just... I mean, his attacks are, you know... Ow. I was gonna say his attacks are generic and easy to avoid. And then I got hit with them, which is embarrassing. He can do this. He can summon those cursed bokoblins from earlier, but... I mean, he's kind of... And then you whip... And then I ignore the other things because I have a sword! It's giant! And he can also break those pillars, and so can you. And he's gonna come after me with very scary attacks, I don't appreciate it. Those pillars are how you're gonna get hearts during this fight, is he's gonna break those, and then you can use them. But, you can, you know, do the super simple thing, chop off his legs, slash down... Oh, I missed it. Slash down on his chest heart thing, hit him some more, and then he's gonna, you know, revive. Of course, what's with this camera angle? I don't know why they're using that camera angle. Ow! I was in a very bad position for that. Okay, we're gonna backflip out of the way, do some side hopping. But yeah, I love this fight, and I also really like the music here, because like before he pulled out the swords, he was like, the music was just kind of simple and not that impressive. But now that we're here, I mean, it's just got a whole, like, the music just got so much more impressive. And, oh, he's gonna run out of skin. Also, you can't, you can kill those guys in one hit now. In case you were curious. Yeah, these things are so overpowered. They make you epic. Alright, he's done swinging around. We're done messing around. Get him! And that's it! That's the end! That's the boss fight. And I don't know what that laugh is. It kind of terrifies me on a deep emotional level. But he's dead, and and that was awesome. That fight, though, it's the one exception, in my opinion, to the generic and unimpressive boss fights in this game. And it's sad to me that there is only the one exception, but unfortunately there is. However, fun fact, even after the boss is done, you can still pick up the swords, you can still break the pillars, which I didn't show off during the fight, but yes, with these swords, you are strong enough to break yourself, apparently. You are strong enough to break the pillars. And apparently you can get hit with them too. And then, you know, you gotta have a little bit of fun with it. While we're here, before, you know, let's go and pick up our heart container, because we have to. And, you know, heart containers are a useful thing. But, as you can see, as opposed to the door that we came into, there is another exit to this door, and it's very similar to the doors that we've seen in the past of the dungeons, and it's got a nice symbol on it, though. That's nice. But here we are. One more sacred crest for us to skyward strike. Behold, the sacred flame. Raise your sword, master. flames of furor have improved your sword, making it longer and sharp enough to do twice as much damage. So, yeah, the sacred flames actually do something for your sword. It's now longer and more powerful than it was before, which is just a nice mechanic. I like how, you know, the flames actually do something for you. It's not just the next collectible on our checklist. And there's that oh so fancy sword flippy thing. The sacred flame has purified your blade, enhancing and evolving it. With your sword now enhanced, you are ready to learn a new melody. We should return to the Isle of Songs. Ah, the sword you carry is different since I last saw you. Yes, I see it is much improved. To think the goddess's chosen hero is but a mere boy. Quite a twist. Chosen hero or not, you do not yet possess the strength required to wield the full power of that blade. You must train yourself further, devote yourself wholly to this task. Farewell, boy. So, next time on The Legend of Zelda... Ow. Next time on The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Oh boy. We are going to return to the Isle of Songs and learn a new melody. But, with all that said and done, I bid you all adieu. Bye-bye.